It's cold.
Come on, let's go. Alright, so I'm hearing that there's like critters possibly in here or something like that. And what I was thinking was I should use this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that hair. I want you to hold this rope, watch this rope. I'm going to tie this around my waist when I get in there. And if I yank on it 3 times, then I need your help.
All right.
So just follow the rope in to find out where I'm at. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Hello, and welcome to Scott's Odyssey. Today's adventure is along Sideling Hill. Contrary to the name, Sideling Hill is actually a 50-mile long mountain range in the Ridge and Valley portion of the Great Appalachian Valley. Sideling's highest elevation is at 2,311 feet. At 1,210 feet in elevation, there's a low-lying gap in the range. It's called Moreland's Gap. It's about 5 miles west of the city of Saltillo, Pennsylvania. And here is where we find the Sideling Hill Tunnel, a remnant of the East Broad Top Railroad. B.J. McGran and Company out of Lancaster, essentially the biggest railroad construction company in the United States, began boring this tunnel in the winter of 1873 and finished the 836-foot long tunnel in September of 1874. The purpose of this tunnel was to allow the East Broad Top Railroad and Coal Company to service coal fields in the remote Broad Top Mountain area, a coal plateau. It's about 10 miles to the west of here, and they used to take that coal and deliver it about 30 miles to the Mount Union area, where it could be loaded onto the Pennsylvania Railroad cars for mainline distribution across the entire Commonwealth. Because the tunnel is cut right into the mountain, a lot of water trickles through the walls and the ceiling. During the winter months, the wind blows through this tunnel and causes a significant amount of ice to form at the entrances and across the floor. On its maiden voyage of the first Mikado No. 12 engine in 1911, the pilot truck derailed in the tunnel, catching the tongue and plane mate switch, sometimes called a Kimmel switch because of the inventor's name, ultimately causing the entire locomotive to catastrophically derail. Because of this disastrous event, the tunnel was modified with large wooden doors on the east entrance, or the north portal as it was so called. Along with these doors, a shanty was put at both ends of the tunnel, and it was housed with a watchman to man the doors for when the train was en route. About 100 to 300 feet from the entrance of the tunnel, in either direction, existed telltales. Telltales were hanging metal bars or chains. About 21 feet over the track, they used to clang like wind chimes to alert the brakeman, who sat on top of the train, to the impeding obstacle that was just ahead. This was also important because the rails before and after the tunnel are horseshoe curved. Sometime around 1919, another close-by tunnel called the Rays Hills Tunnel suffered a collapse at its entrance. At this time, the Sideling Hill Tunnel received a new face on the north portal entrance. It was rebuilt with concrete, and the wooden doors were replaced with a steel roll-up door. Because of this, it also shortened the tunnel by 6 feet to a total length of 860 feet. In 1948, in order to save money, the watchmen were retired and they were replaced with remote actuators on poles a few hundred feet from each end of the tunnel. The actuators were controlled by a large ring on a chain that hung from the telltale cantilever posts. When the train approached the tunnel, the head crewman would pull the ring to open the door. As the end of the train approached, a crewman in the caboose would pull the chain again to initiate the closing of the door. To know if the door was open or closed, there were converted traffic lights on poles just outside the portals showing the door status. In 1952, the open ring and closed ring were pulled simultaneously at opposite ends of the tunnel. This caused the door to come down and tear off the caboose to the train. Because of this, the door was no longer on a remote actuator and the watchmen were returned. As the early 1950s rolled on, the use of coal plummeted in exchange for the much less expensive oil and gas market. When the East Broad Top Railroad ended its common carrier service, this short line narrow gauge railroad was shut down and sold for scrap to the Kolchik Salvage Corporation in 1956. Although this is the end of the line for the Sideling Tunnel, I highly recommend looking up the East Broad Top Railroad Rehabilitation Project and look into the history of why Kolchik Salvage Corporation elected not to scrap the railroad once they owned it. I hope you enjoyed this particular adventure. If you get a chance, leave some comments below. Let me know what you did or didn't like about this video. Also, share me, like me, subscribe. Come on more adventures with me. What do you got to lose? It's free. Just join me. Let's go on more adventures together. I'm having a lot of fun. Until next time. So walking along the trail where the railroad is and come upon this really big open area. Just wanted to show you. You might not see it. It looks nice and clear, but spiders, they're everywhere. What's that?
Nothing. You didn't get the spider web.
What's that? Because spiders. That's what we have here in Pennsylvania. And a lot of them.
I can't. Alright, see, the issue is. The issue is. I have
Wait, tell us what the issue is. What's the issue?
The issue is I have hairy arms and hands.
Uh-huh.
So it'll stick to me. I get most of the web off and it's still there. It just does not get off.
So, note to self, if you're a monkey, don't come on these adventures. So, keep telling you about spiders. You see this guy? Give you an idea how big he is. I take extra large gloves. He's a nope. That's the specific breed of that spider. He's a nope spider. And he doesn't like me here. He's getting a little angry. Hey buddy. Yeah, I like you too. I'm gonna leave you there because be nice to spiders. They do good things.